And we felt this in 1987. Millions of people stood and prayed for peace all over the world. And I feel that the harmonic convergence, August 17th of 1987, was the first opportunity where humanity came together in a collective offer of prayer for something better in the world, for something that would lift us up out of this place of being consumers and being lost in the why of our souls. Why were we created? What's the use of all this? And then we got the internet. And now through YouTube, in the jungles of South America and the Niobe Desert, there's little computers and televisions, and instantaneously your voice can be heard around the world, and in the African jungle, and in the streets of Harlem. And this opportunity is a mirror, because certainly the intention of technology is to mechanize and control the consciousness of humanity into some form of predictable programming. But God's the great clown, because no matter what the intentions are of power structures, humanity is in a metamorphosis. We're all butterflies, and that's why that symbol is so important.
So the transformation will go on.
Oh, because it's a cosmic force. And so somebody can have intention right now to microchip a population, or to manipulate us with robotics, or all these conspiracy theories, or whatever. But the fact is, there is a force that's a greater force than anything that we have ever experienced as a human race. And it is a cosmic force. And now, as we entered into the 2007 Galactic Gateway, we are opening to vibration from source energies that literally changes the very basic structure of human consciousness on a cellular level. And the only thing I can relate to that would be as massive as what's happening on the planet right now is when humans discovered fire. When they discovered fire, and they used fire to gather around, they connected to a force of creation. When a human took a stick with a fire and chased a mammoth away, or a saber-toothed tiger, they suddenly became less of a victim to their circumstances, and more involved with something that was greater than they could understand. And if we look at the spread of the use of fire all the way around the planet, the second thing that influenced people was the development of the wheel. And there was a reason why some advanced civilizations didn't go into technology. But because they had wisdom. They had wisdom of the organic nature of balance, and how through a personal, conscious relationship with the environment, their livelihood would be sustained. But what happened when the wheel got invented? Well, suddenly we were thrust into a new timeline, and time began to be accelerated. It's as if at the same time a wheel was invented, consciousness began into a cycle of spinning timelines, like the wheel spinning everywhere. We were suddenly, time changed and things became accelerated. And it really pushed us to the edge of no longer having an opportunity to remain passive in the action of changing our own attitudes and our own behaviors towards the environment and towards each other as human beings. Because now we don't have many options as humans. But it's not because we're forced into change that we're changing. It's because we're birthing. And this is a cosmic force.
Okay, when you speak of a cosmic force and the source, is it, just to say it like it is it Jesus or Maria, is it ETs, or what do you see as a cosmic force, or the general scheme of things?
I've had experiences where I've entered expanded states of consciousness, and my my mind and my awareness has been expanded beyond human capacity. And I have experienced parts of the universe that are personifications of creation, and I call it the universal mind. And in this experience, I find a profound source of wisdom, balance, harmony, just a power of co-creation of the forces of creation that altered my ability to relate to the world. It opened me up in a powerful way. And through my visionary experiences, I have experienced that there is a source of creation that is primal essence. It is the purest gold of creation. It is the purest essence of the vibration of the harmony that created universes. And I have come into communion with the consciousness of Creator.
So the unseen world that has created universe as it is.
Yes. Well, if you realize, scientists are openly saying that the physical universe is 3 to 5% of creation. I heard the head of Los Alamos Scientific Labs openly at a graduation ceremony say, we're only 3% of creation, the physical universe. So what is real is beyond our comprehension. And because I've had these experiences of communing with this consciousness, I'm aware that we are infused by a vibration that literally clears the distortions in our hologram, because creation is seeking to know itself through the physical universe as expansive states of benevolence and compassion. And Earth has been a learning place for separation and duality, an opportunity where non-physical elements can take on the ability of having a physical body and learn from mistakes. But now with this cycle of great shift, this cycle of the shift of the ages, there's a new opportunity, because the veil that separated us from this vast wisdom of creation is thinning. And this is the cosmic force that I speak of.
So the changes in the unseen world get reflected onto our world in the physical level. That's why we experience all these changes so rapidly.
And that is the basis of the holographic universe. Because we are holograms, and complete holograms. You know, the old adage, if you cut up a credit card, that little hologram on the card, one tiny piece of it gives the whole credit card. Well, we're like that in the Da Vinci Man. We are what the Bible said, and there are important things said in biblical text. And one is, we were made in the image of God. But that doesn't mean that tree wasn't made in the image of God. That's where we have to be careful. Because when man starts thinking we're the only thing that has spirit, form, consciousness, and soul, then we are separate. And then when we become separate, then we can create the ego structures to manipulate power and destroy ourselves. But when we realize that that leaf is a hologram of creation, that the water there carries an intelligence that I can relate to through consciousness, and it goes beyond our ability to communicate in linear language. So my premises of this interview is that we are receiving communications from an intelligence that is expanding creation, and we, like an infant in the womb, are receiving the first contractions. It's time now. Mom's going to have birth.
So that's what I'm feeling. Okay.
That's what you're feeling. And as much as what some labors are long and some are short, and some are birthed with dolphins and some are born in the middle of war, birth is the experience right now. And this is the power of the divine feminine in co-creation with the divine masculine.
This is the beginning of what you call the new Genesis?
And that is part of the manuscripts that I've brought in from the new formula for creation to Genesis 1 and Genesis 2.